Dear atheist, I don't hate you, okay? I don't.
I'll be the judge of that. And why do you feel the need to proclaim it anyway? Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Meet a fellow named Joshua Nink, who's written an open letter to the atheist community, specifically those of us he calls combative, to try to talk us down. Have a look.
I believe in God. You don't. Look, we don't have to agree on that for me to still love you.
Our new friend.
You can't love me. You don't even know me. I can understand if, in a general sense, you value the existence of all people, but don't presume to say that you love me. For all you know, I could be scum of the earth. I might shoplift or go around axe-raping babies or cutting those tags off of mattresses. You don't know. And goodness knows that there are plenty of things that I do or support that quite often get the panties of a lot of godbotherers in quite the wad. Like, you know, being a lesbian or supporting reproductive freedom, that kind of thing. And even that aside, anybody who loves me, be it platonically or familially or romantically, is someone who's gotten to know me, who has gotten to understand my personality, has interactions with me that they find pleasant, somebody who has decided that their world would be a lesser place without me in it. So for you to presume to say that you love me, when there is no way you could possibly know who I really am, when there is no way for you to value my personal individual existence, cheapens the love proclaimed by the other people who do. And I take it as a personal affront. Knock that shit off.
I don't hate you. I don't. It's a false assumption to say that just because we have different beliefs, we can't get along.
Oh, but doesn't it though? As I pointed out before, there are a lot of things that seem to get churchy types awfully darn grumpy, and they go so far as trying to pass laws to make the rest of us conform to their religious ideals. Not to mention the other ways they try to make us conform, like insisting that in God we trust remain on the money, or under God remain in the Pledge of Allegiance, insisting that this is a Christian nation, trying to have creationism taught in schools. These things are not okay. Now maybe you're not one of those fundy psychopaths, but if you mean what you say and you really want us to get along, well, we're going to have to see you fighting against them just as much as we are. Truthfully, most atheists don't have to hate religion. We could just see it as some weird, quirky paranormal hobby like palm reading or astrology. But the truth is that a lot of religious people make nuisances of themselves, and if you see us as combative, the reason is because we're defending ourselves.
Yes, I think you're wrong. But you know what? You think I'm wrong too. Given the chance, I would love to baptize you and bring you into the kingdom. Have you be a member of my church. Have you share my faith. Absolutely. I would love that chance.
Well, I can tell you the first step to getting that chance. Make your God show up. Remove the requirement of faith. Then I'll start thinking about giving you and your religion my allegiance. But not before.
But you know what? You also think my position is wrong. You also would love to teach me my ways and to show me the world around me and to show me how I'm wrong.
You telling me what I would love to do?
Back to paddling.
But in a way, you're kind of right. I mean, goodness knows I'd love for you to get one of those clue things you've probably read so much about and realize that the assertion of God's existence is one of the most ridiculous, unsupportable, wishful thinking ideas ever created by humankind. But if you're going to insist on participating in this mass delusion, this fairy tale with funny hats, I can't stop you. So what I'll settle for is for religious people not abusing their congregations and minding their own damn business. And if you have to ask what I mean about not abusing your congregations, well, that doesn't speak very well of you for the start. But go ahead, look up things like genital mutilation, or watch the amount of shit religious people give their children if they just happen to be gay. Not to mention those poor 8-year-old girls getting married off to 40-year-old men in Islamic countries. If you're serious about wanting us to get along while you remain religious and I don't, you're going to have to start denouncing that sort of thing, those sorts of abuses, loudly and sincerely. That's what it'll take.
I love you. That's just the reality. I love you.
No, you don't. I already explained why.
It doesn't mean that I don't desire for you to become a believer. I absolutely do. In fact, it would be wrong for me not to.
Fine, that's up to you. But if you intrude on my day by trying to recruit me, expect me to retort with a mountain of reasons why your religion is factually incorrect and you're a chowderhead for believing it. You don't bother me, I won't bother you.
I mean, think about it. If you see someone in the street about to get hit by a car, how evil would you have to be to not save them?
Yeah, but I've seen a car. I've seen how fast they can move. I've touched one and know how much damage it would do if it hit me. Now you say there's a heaven and a hell, a God and a devil, and you want to save me from the one and bring me to the other? Fine. Then show me the car. Give me just as much, and this is important, the same kind of evidence for God and Satan, heaven and hell, as I have for what a car will do if it runs me over. Because if you can't do that, if all you have is this book of fairy tales and an insistence that I have faith it's true, you're not going to convince me of anything. You're trying to make me afraid of the boogeyman, and that's never going to work. So unless you can show me better evidence, scientific evidence, unless you can show me the religious car that's going to hit me, don't bother. Don't intrude on my day. Not interested.
And to the point that wars, tragedy are caused by religion, yeah, a lot are, but they're also caused by the lack of religion. A cultural revolution in communist China, responsible for imprisoning and killing thousands of people based on an atheist regime.
Based on an atheist regime? No, it doesn't work like that. You see, when religions start wars, it's convert or die, destroy the heathens. But actually look up the communist revolution in China. Find for me anybody, somebody who doesn't have a stake in it being so, rather, who says that it was motivated by, driven by atheism. The only people I have ever heard say that atheism was responsible for the killings under communist regimes are religious people who seem to hate having it pointed out just how many atrocities have been committed in the name of their faith. It's basically a shut-up tactic. It's essentially religious people saying, we went on religiously motivated killing sprees? Well, atheists did it too, so you're hypocrites if you keep bringing it up. Stop that. But let's examine that for a moment. Suppose somebody went around robbing banks. Would it really matter whether they were religious or not? Were they motivated by their spiritual beliefs or by money? So when we point at religious atrocities, we have actual explicit statements from the perpetrators if they were doing it in the name of their religion. But if somebody is committing atrocities during a period of political unrest or revolution and they just happen to not believe in a God, you don't get to blame atheism, not unless they are explicitly declaring, I do this in the name of godlessness. Which, they didn't. Atheism is just one aspect of communism, and it certainly isn't its driving force, its primary motivator. So to say that these atrocities were committed by atheists as if atheism was the reason is misinformed at best and dishonest and self-serving at worst.
I mean, the real crux of this is not religious beliefs, it's cultural extremism. And I think we can both agree that extremism is wrong.
Well, I would have called it detrimental, but whatever. The thing is, sometimes extremism is necessary in the face of competing extremism. Like I said, most combative atheists are just defending themselves. So when you can get religious people to stop being selfish pricks who intrude on other people's lives, and maybe get them to stop denying science, for which there is tons of empirical objective evidence that just happens to inconveniently contradict some of their cherished beliefs, when you make them willing to share the world with the rest of us, this whole thing blows right the hell over. Just saying.
So, any time that our beliefs are bastardized into a message of hate and death is just wrong. And I'm sure you would say the same thing.
Really? Nobody has to bastardize the atrocious shit in the Bible. It's all right there. Leviticus 7, 2-1. When the Lord your God brings you into the land you are entering to possess and drives out before you many nations, then you must destroy them totally, make no treaty with them, and show them no mercy. Deuteronomy 20, 10-17. When you march up to attack a city, make its people an offer of peace. If they accept and open their gates, all the people in it shall be subject to forced labor and shall work for you. If they refuse to make peace and they engage you in battle, lay siege to that city. When the Lord your God delivers it unto your hand, put to the sword all the men in it. As for the women, the children, the livestock, and everything else in the city, you may take these as plunder for yourselves. This is how you are to treat all the cities that are at a distance from you and do not belong to the nations nearby. However, in the cities of the nations the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, barbarians. Do not leave alive anything that breathes. Completely destroy them. The Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded you. Now how in the world do you bastardize that? It's pretty explicit. Compare that to atheism, because all atheism really is, essentially, is I don't believe in that God stuff. You'd have to be pretty fucking talented to bastardize that into, therefore, in the name of godlessness, I shall destroy you all. There's just no comparison between atheism and religion when it comes to committing atrocities.
On behalf of the Christians out there who have gotten a little too zealous, who have gotten a little too disrespectful, on behalf of things like the Spanish Inquisition, on behalf of the hatred that spews forth from some people's lips, on behalf of the people like Westboro Baptist Church who end up preaching hate really loudly, on behalf of the hypocrites that exist out there, I'm sorry.
Words. Just words.
Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the sentiment. Really, I do. But really, it rings hollow for two reasons. First, because the apology is not being made by the people who need to make it. But second, unless you're actually doing something to make better the people upon whose lives religion is trespassed, it really is just an empty platitude. So my question to you is, what have you done for us lately? What proactive steps have you taken to ensure that religion only affects those for whom it is welcome?
But I'm here to say that's not how we all are. Some of us are completely capable of rational thought.
Given the magical universe-creating sky creature you claim to believe in, I'm guessing this rational thought is kind of a selective thing.
We're all messed up people. We all have demons in our past.
And some of us have been demons in our past, but hey.
We all have sins.
Speak for yourself. I don't think sin even exists.
The reason we're here on Sunday morning is not to share each other's successes, but it's because we can be ourselves here.
Well, I couldn't. Lesbian, remember?
I just want the same thing for you, in all honesty. Now, I understand if you don't want it.
So you're not going to preach to us and try to convert us then? You'll leave us alone? Mind your own business?
I understand that you are a rational person who has made your own choices, and I respect that. I still love you.
I love you, man!
This is not a versus battle. It's not.
Then why is it that people all around the world have to defend themselves against religious intrusion into their lives? It won't stop being a versus battle until that shit ends.
So yes, atheist, look, I respect you. I do. I'm sorry if there's been bad blood between us, but on behalf of Christian people everywhere, I do apologize if that message has come to you.
Well, I suppose that's a first step, but it's a very tiny one. And as this video has probably made clear, I'd like to see bigger strides in this direction.
In the meantime, I love you.
No, you don't, man.
I love you.
Stop saying that!
Yes, I desperately want you to know the Lord.
Well, then introduce me. We'll get a beer, maybe play a little pool, huh? 'Cause that's the only way it's gonna happen. You really want me to know the Lord? Then get him to put in some public appearances.
But just because you like something in a book doesn't mean you can have the thing you like in the book happen in real life. That's what crazy people want.
But that's not a prerequisite for me loving you.
Oh, I could spend the rest of my life having this conversation. Please try to understand before one of us dies.
You don't love me, you don't even know me. Anyway, until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic, and I love you.